96.1. Love music, love life. You're welcome to today's edition of Locker Room 981.
Yes, and I'm Valentine.
I am Ayo Myra Essay.
And we have Tega on the Tega Supreme.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank you for that.
You didn't hear that
applause.
did
Oh,
you?
I didn't know.
I-
You have to do it very well.
I've done it already.
Why people like this? People don't like to honor people very well. I'm going
People,
no.
don't go, please. You're a legend. You are a legend. Alright, so we have Tega Onojaife, aka Tega Supreme, now known as Tega Legend, on the show. So we are here from now till 9:30, looking at the biggest stories in the sporting world. And you can be a part of the conversation. You can be a part of the show. Head on to our own locker room online on YouTube, youtube.com, search for Smooth981 FM Lagos.
Yep. And you can watch on YouTube. Just type Smooth FM Lagos and then WhatsApp 0809 444 08981. 0809 444 08981.
So you can send messages on both platforms and we will read your messages or read your message as much as possible.
Yes, please. Let's start with this one. Always starting from home. Set an African record. Amusan reacts to historic victory. Oluwatobi Amusan became the first Nigerian athlete ever to win a Diamond League trophy since inception in 2010. Toby stormed to a new African record of 12.42 seconds, going past the field to win the 100 meters hurdles at the WDL final. Reacting to the victory, Amusan said, "It's great. It's a great feeling. Looking back, I did not win a medal at the Olympics. It was a very challenging time for me afterwards, but I never gave up. And I came out here and I was like, if I did not get a medal in Tokyo, the least I can do is to get a Diamond League trophy." And I just did that.
Yes, so huge job for Toby. She's had a really tricky year. Remember when they're about to leave for the Olympics? This is one of the people I said could get us a medal. But again, she gets there and she starts poorly. And I don't know what it is. Everywhere else, till she gets to the semi-finals, she's great. Then the finals come and she's just afraid to jump the gun that she starts very late. So she's always very late, and you know she's very late and she's not Elaine Thompson, because Elaine Thompson also starts late, and then when she gets to that 50 mark, that's when she lifts up her head and she leaves the rest of the crowd behind. But Toby is not like that. So for some reason she always doesn't perform well in the finals, and I think that's where the problem for her is coming. It's not that she doesn't have it in her, it's just that she doesn't bring it in the final for some reason. So it's something she needs to deal with psychologically. However, she also had that she was the one that the clock did not work during the qualifiers. Yes, so during the Olympic qualifiers, she ran a blistering time, and I think that time would have been the new African record, but she ran a blistering time and the officials hadn't started the clock. So the time was unofficially not recorded. So everybody knew that she was fast, and that time looked like a record-breaking time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't recorded. And so it wasn't surprising that she set the African record now. If she had run 12.69 earlier, and they're saying, this girl is inching closer. Then she ran 12.42. Wow. So she has it in her. She has the pace in her. If she can bring it in the finals of the Olympics or maybe the World Championships next year, then that'll be great. But it's amazing that she actually won and then set the African record. So congratulations to her. Congratulations to Nigeria. She's wearing green, white, green.
Who's going to give her a house? Who's going to give her...
We didn't promise her that one. This is Diamond League. Diamond League, they already pay you.
So FIFA gives go ahead for Aisha Buhari Cup. In a letter dated 8th of September 2021 and signed by Gordon Savage, head of qualifiers and international matches, the world body noted it has sanctioned the 15th to 21st September showpiece that holds at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena and Agege Stadium in the city of Lagos. And it features hosts Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, Mali, Morocco, and South Africa's A women teams. In accordance with the article of the regulations, according to this statement, FIFA is happy to provide official authorization for this women's Tier 1 tournament. We hereby remind the participating teams that the laws of the game must strictly be applied to these Tier 1 matches.
All I can say is if you know how to walk well. Sorry, let me speak it the way that I'm supposed to speak it. You know how to walk out well. Things will just fall in line for you. I remember when this tournament, the tournament was first proposed, I was just like, which kind of political worker is this? But for me, the blessing at the time was simply that at least the
Yeah.
Super Falcons are competing.
Yeah.
Whether they are competing in inter sport or whatever it is, at least they are competing, and they are competing against good opponents. So they are preparing, so they are not left behind. The rest of Africa will not catch up and leave them behind. It was important for me that the Super Falcons continue to feature in tournaments, and not have that period where they went for 2 years without anything happening. And so that was the impression for me. That was the positive for me then. But what they have done now is just to make this tournament even bigger. It's going to be a Pan-African thing, and there are many African women's team across Africa that you think Nigeria is bad, wait till you hear their stories. So the problem is across Africa with women's football. And so when they hear, or when they heard that there was a tournament that they could come to and compete, everybody showed up.
Of course.
Because I remember at the same time that we were locked out for 2 years, it was happening in Cameroon, it was happening in Ghana. At least those ones I know. So now these countries hear that there's a tournament, and they've showed up, and they're going to participate from next week Wednesday
Wow.
at Lagos here. So
Where,
Nigeria,
what stadiums are they using?
this
Or
only
stadium?
let me call it by the new name,
Mobolaji
Mobolaji Johnson. Yes.
Okay.
So you know it. I've just called the place that it is Mobolaji Johnson. We are living VI. That stadium, that popular one. So that they've redone.
But that stadium looks a bit small, isn't it?
So again, where the location is, okay. It's Highbury. At least Highbury is acceptable. Highbury, former Arsenal Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So it's done now up to world class standard. So it's
Beautiful.
fantastic, and I'm glad we are launching it. Yes, it's not
Yes,
every
we are
time Super
launching
Eagles.
it.
We are launching it. So, so the tournament is going to hold from next week Wednesday. Please look out. Buy tickets, come and watch and enjoy women's football.
All right, so I'll take this comment from B because it leads us nicely into our next story. Take our thoughts on Emma Raducanu winning the US Open. Can she do it?
Let's get to the next
Let's
story.
get to the next story.
British 18-year-old qualifier Emma Raducanu and Canadian 19-year-old Leila Fernandez completed astonishing runs to their historic first Grand Slam final on Thursday yesterday at the US Open. Raducanu became the first qualifier to ever reach a Grand Slam final and the youngest Slam finalist in 17 years by ousting Greek 17 seed Maria Shakari 6-1, 6-4.
Okay, so really huge one. Let me tell you what. Okay, so some people have been having this argument in middle of the night. People are arguing. They didn't know that I was in Nigeria. That which person's run was more impressive. I'd say this. So Emma Raducanu came in through the qualifier. So you have 3 rounds of you have 3 ways of entering a Grand Slam. Your ranking. So top 104, if you apply, you can come in according to your ranking. Then you have the wild card. So those are the ones that they didn't qualify, or maybe they were injured and they just asked for a wild card, and they'll be like, oh yeah, Andy Murray, come in. So that's the wild card. And then there's a qualifying. So you play 3 rounds of qualifying before you now even get to the main draw. That's where Emma Raducanu came from. 3 rounds of qualifying. And then she got into the main draw, and then she got to the finals without dropping a set.
Wow. That is amazing.
Now, exactly. So we had seen Emma Raducanu at Wimbledon. She was one that got all the way to the round of 16, shockingly from nowhere. She just joined the WTA this year, so this is really impressive. So at 18 years of age, she gets to Wimbledon and has an impressive run. And then gets to the round of 16, lost the first set, and by the second set, she was hyperventilated. She couldn't breathe. We hear it was anxiety attack. Some people are now saying, oh, she's mentally weak, all the drama that comes with bans and trolls. At the end of the day, bottom line was she had to leave her match. So now she comes to the US Open and slowly builds up. I would say this though, Leila Fernandez turned 19 at the tournament, so she's older, and she's already played in other slams before. She's just never gone very far. But Leila Fernandez had to take a lot of scalps. That her route was different. So she took Naomi Osaka out. She took Angelique Kerber out. Those 2 are Grand Slam champions.
Yeah.
And then she took Sabalenka out. And Sabalenka is world number 2 and one of the players in form in the WTA right now. So those are big scalps to take. So on that note alone, I'd say Leila Fernandez has the advantage because I've seen her fight. So she's had three setups with these people. She's been down, looked like she was almost going to be out, and then she's winning. She also took Elena Svitolina out. So
Yes.
that's another. So those are big names and big scalps to take. Emma Raducanu, on the other hand, has had a different kind of draw. I won't say it's easy, but she hasn't had those names.
Yeah.
And so, but it's not her fault. You only beat the players that are in front of you. So they are both in the final. So I can't say which one's run is better. I can just say that if you ask me, Leila Fernandez is the more exciting one. The way she plays, she's small of size, she's light of frame, she doesn't have the biggest forehands or the biggest ground strokes.
Yeah.
It's just her placement and she's there. For Emma Raducanu, on the other hand, you can see her play. She's tall, she's about 6 feet.
Yeah.
She has a big serve. She has powerful ground strokes, so they're not necessarily consistent. But you look at her and you can believe that she's playing that way. But with Leila Fernandez, you're just wondering, where is this fight coming out from this little human being? So she's the more magical one. She's the more exciting one. She's the one that we've seen her battle. She's the one that we've seen her take down the giants. So based on that, I'd say Leila Fernandez has a slight advantage. But the fact that Emma Raducanu is more, her approach is more pragmatic, her approach makes sense more, doesn't mean that she can't win this. So anybody that wins this on the day, I'll celebrate. Because for me, this was the final I wanted to see based on the form of these two women in this US Open. They are the players in form. They're the ones that have performed the most or the best at this US Open. So it is only natural that we'll see at the final. However, because Leila Fernandez can fight for Africa, that girl can be down 5-2 and fight back her way up from nowhere. So because I've seen her come through adversity, I'd say she has the slight advantage. Doesn't rule Emma Raducanu out. It's just saying Tega Onojaife. If Leila Fernandez won, that would be more real to me than Emma Raducanu.
I just did a quick search just to even see these women that you're talking about, because it gives such a visual description.
I kid you not. Look at this is okay. Leila Fernandez is right on your screen.
Yeah.
Look at the size of the girl that is beating all these people. She has no big. She is me. If you can see me, mini me. I am tiny. So Leila Fernandez is my size, and Emma Raducanu is 6 feet. She's young, but she looks like an athlete. Yeah. So if you saw Leila Fernandez on the way, probably conquer ahead and walk past. You can't say the same about Emma.
All right, Ronson calls it the battle of the teenagers in the Big Apple. He says he's loving it. No plans to take engine penalty at Monza, says Verstappen. Formula One World Championship leader Max Verstappen calmed fears he might have to take an engine penalty for Sunday's Italian Grand Prix.
Yes, so because he has used all his regular number of engines, and then of course remember that big crash with Lewis Hamilton. One engine also went there. Then remember the one with that Valtteri Bottas caused that pile up. There was drama, but they're able to salvage what engine. I mean, it was practically new. And so he's saying that, look, we're not going to take it at Monza. Now, Monza, according to everybody on track, is supposedly a Mercedes track. So if you have a Mercedes engine, you're most likely going to have an advantage here. However, I have heard that before this season, and Red Bull still came out tops. So I don't want anybody to sell me any dreams. This is a race, and Max Verstappen so far has shown he has the fastest car. When we start today, I will know who really has the fastest time. So the good news is that he's not taking any engine penalty, so it's not anything off the track that will affect the fight between himself and Lewis. This will come down to two drivers with good cars battling for the championship this year, and so it is what they do on the racetrack that will count.
That will count. All right. Thank you very much, Tega. We need to go on a break now. When we come back, let me use Shei's comment as a way to whet our appetite for what's to come. He says, "This is Shei, Ayan Valbaoni, Tega Wekobiro. I hope the Super Falcons will win this Aisha Buhari tournament. The US Open is full of you. Tega, this weekend, Arsenal will be on the 21st position on the EPL table. I'll let you stew on that. We'll come back very shortly."
I don't mind it. Let's use there's no 21st position.
This is now tantamount to bullying and harassment.
Yes, this is online bullying.
What? Yeah, this is now
you can't be bullying. This is online bullying. We have to call Facebook and
Arsenal. Yeah, we're gonna ban some
WhatsApp,
people.
Twitter, and tell them to ban some people. Can't be bullying. We're bullying Arsenal.
Like that.
So have you seen this video?
If you show me something that is not nice, we'll fight.
Watch my reaction.
You look carry that. You're just vain. Do you know what to show me? People telling you. Rubbish and nonsense. But people are so
I was
creative.
so. Hey.
People are so creative with all these apps. these days.
Yes.
They should do it in pigeon.
Exactly.
They should do more in
those
pigeon. It
reaction
would be
videos.
really nice. All those, yeah. It'd be really nice.
Video is going to
YouTube
be...
people. It's cold though, and I'm
I
sleepy.
mean,
I people not
people
keeping
are
me
like
company. Let's see our YouTube people now. Put these YouTube people on. Let's talk to them.
Okay, yeah, people now. They're okay. They're on now.
Let's
They're
see how
on,
they are
they're
doing.
on. They're on.
Talk
Red
to
Bull
us.
has the fastest. Okay.
So Christian, we'll come to you. Yes. All this analysis
Christian.
paralysis. When we get there, we see it. So you can imagine me watching this thing at night. This Sabalenka girl was shouting. She was hitting. The Leila Fernandez girl. Silence on the other end, but she was beating you. It was such a horrible thing. As tiny as she is, the things that she's doing. That's why you should have children like that. That's a good pension plan.
As in, you know, I was
So-
just
so
like,
I-
why don't we don't see many Africans represented at or the WTA?
How many tennis courts do you have?
Yeah.
Don't you see footballers everywhere?
I will not take it. We will not take it.
There are footballers everywhere because everybody,
Yeah, everybody's on the field. They can go on
everybody
the
on the
field,
field.
yeah.
So there are many footballers. We can bring 5 teams from Nigeria, but tennis, where do you want to? Basketball, we can even try, but tennis, how
very
do you want to
bad.
start? But even this guy, so this Leila Fernandez, she's from Canada, but her father is
Yeah, I was
originally.
going to say that on her profile, I was going to ask, they put Canada, even for Emma Raducanu.
Yes, now they are both Canadians,
Oh,
but
but this one says US now. This thing started with...
no,
Sorry,
British. She's
It's
Emma
Emma.
Raducanu is British.
But Emma, on her profile online, it says Canadian.
No. Emma Raducanu is British. So let me talk from
Oh,
the
yeah,
beginning.
explain.
So Emma Raducanu was
Coming back
born.
in less than 20
Okay, she was born in the UK. So
Okay,
she's British.
okay,
so she
okay,
took that part.
okay,
Leila
okay.
Fernandez's father is from Ecuador.
Okay.
Her mother is Asian in Canada. So she's
Why
Canadian.
is she not doing Ecuador? Ecuadorian.
There's no again, Ecuador and Nigeria no difference. I've told you. South American teams and African teams are the same thing. So
Oh my days.
We're back on the Locker Room 981 like we never left. You're listening to Smooth Breakfast with Ayomara Esse.
And Valentine Ohu.
On the Locker Room with Tega Supreme, Tega Noja if that is. And you're back. Please send messages to WhatsApp 0809 444 0981.
And we are live on YouTube. YouTube.com, Smooth981 FM Lagos is what you should search for.
Yeah.
Christian Chuk says Red Bull has the fastest package overall, but Mercedes are faster on the straight, and Monza is all about the straights. Good luck to Max.
And we have this message here from Cruz. It says, good morning, Locker Room crew. It just looks like the Premier League no longer has space for Arsenal FC. Can we vote for them to be relegated
Hate speech.
instead of waiting till the end of
this
the season?
online bullying. We're not
Yes,
taking all these
yes,
messages again.
yes.
But send
Listen,
more.
I just cheap banter and I know this. That's what he said. He added that disclaimer at the end.
Gosh. Okay, so Chimowi Victor says, good morning, guys. Locker Room Family Club football is back. I hope my darling Arsenal will wake up from their sleep. Losing 3 games in a row is totally unacceptable. Mikel Arteta and his lads must get the maximum point this weekend, while for Messi, he successfully breaks Pele's scoring record in South America.
Which
Talking about that
leads
record.
us nicely into this one. Lionel Messi scored a hat-trick to overtake Pele as the top international goal scorer in South American football history on Thursday, and this happened yesterday as Argentina cruised to a 3-0 victory over Bolivia in the 2022 World Cup qualifier. And he said, an emotional Messi was quoted as saying, I've waited a long time for this. Now I'm going to enjoy it. It's a unique moment after waiting for so long. I am very happy, he added.
Yeah, it's a huge one for Lionel Messi. Again, considering the role that he plays for his country, he's not as forward as you'd expect him to be. He sits a little deeper. He has guys playing in front of him, so he's more the facilitator or the provider than the go-to goal scoring man. But he's Lionel Messi, so the ball will find him on the pitch. Anyhow you want to do, they will look for him on the pitch. So he scored his a hat-trick yesterday, and now he's 2 goals clear. I think Pele's record was 77.
Yeah.
So he scored the 77th yesterday, and then the 78th and 79th. So
Wow.
he set the new record,
Yeah.
and there are still World Cup qualifiers for him to set more records. So Cristiano Ronaldo set the overall international record with 101. Lionel Messi has set the South American record right now with 79. So he's just setting his own record and living his life like
Exactly.
he's golden.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. But in South American qualifier, everything went as usual. Brazil won, Argentina won. Those are the two countries.
As usual.
Yeah, those are the two countries we want to see at the World Cup. Every other one, I don't know.
All right, then we have for Manchester United, Ronaldo's take on homecoming, saying it's a homecoming, not a vacation. Manchester United forward Cristiano Ronaldo says his return to Old Trafford is not a vacation, and he hopes to prove himself again with consistent performances over the next 3 to 4 years. He said, "This is why I'm here. I'm not here for a vacation. Before was good, winning important things, and I wore the shirt before many years ago."
Yeah, he can afford to say this now. I mean, even if he wanted to take a vacation, they won't let him. You can't be moving back to the Premier League and not have hype. They will drag you. But yeah, he's right, and he comes to Manchester United. He comes back to the English Premier League. I think the pressure from the English Premier League is different from other leagues, not necessarily because of the type of football, but because of the media. The coverage of the Premier League, they are different, and media is everybody. The fans have their own media. The couch potatoes have their own media.
Yeah.
This is separate from the media that actually paid for the rights for the Premier League. So there's a lot of pressure coming from anywhere. He couldn't have afforded to come here to take a vacation. But it's a huge one for him coming back. And for Manchester United, they start with, I think, Newcastle this weekend. So I'm sorry for Newcastle, because there's too much to prove. I know after international breaks, some teams struggle because, their players have been all around the world and they're just bringing them back together and trying to play there. But Newcastle,
They're going to receive
you're
the
going
blunt
to-
end of the
You're
rope.
gonna-
you're going to receive the ambition of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what it is. The raw ambition of Cristiano Ronaldo. Because the first thing he'll want to do is score in his debut
Of
match.
course.
He may not score in the second and third,
Of
but this
course.
match he must score.
It's not even up to him. The pressure is a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Manchester United fans are going to
No. The pressure. No, even he has no pressure. That's Christian. I think that's Cristiano Ronaldo's biggest virtue, but it's
Yeah.
also his biggest vice.
That's-
He puts himself under that
pressure.
pressure.
Yeah.
Because when it doesn't happen, he doesn't really enjoy the moment. Because what it is just relief. Finally, I've had the biggest transfer. Finally, they're paying me the highest amount of money. Finally, I've scored the highest amount of goals. It doesn't look like, because it's the
doesn't
pressure
dwell
he
on those
puts
things.
on himself, because he has to. For him, my name must
So
be in the
you
headlines.
consider him as an overachiever?
I wouldn't consider him as an overachiever. I just think he puts too much. He's going to achieve it if he doesn't even put that pressure on himself. It's just, the difference is just he's going to enjoy it.
Sin.
That's it. He's just going to enjoy it. But as it is now, Cristiano Ronaldo,
As
I
he-
know, as I live and breathe, I know that as he's
Live and
sleeping tonight and waking up tomorrow morning, he's only, how many goals will I score? Because he must score on his debut.
I think
And do you know how many people tune in
To watch that.
Cristiano
So-
achieves what Messi achieves through. Messi achieves a lot of things through just sheer talent. Cristiano achieves those things through hard work.
Yeah, he
So
has
I
to work
guess why
hard.
he pushes himself.
He has to work hard. But if I had a player, I would tell him to be Cristiano Ronaldo hardworking.
Yes.
Because not everybody was born with magic.
Yes.
Do you understand?
And
so
even those who are born with magic, some of them are lazy.
yeah. So you have to work that hard
True.
to get what I think you should do. So that's really a huge deal. But yeah, Newcastle, sorry.
So
Ekbele.
let's talk about those ones who, in their dream, they're still trolled. Mikel Arteta believes that the international break came at the right time for his Arsenal side as they try to overturn a dreadful start to the Premier League season. In his words, when he addressed the news conference yesterday, Thursday, quote, "We needed some break to try and get the players back. Hopefully by Saturday we'll have a different team. We have a completely different squad. It's unheard of. Now we have to make it work. We have to glide it together, build relationships, chemistry and understanding. We have to do that really quickly."
He's still speaking English.
Yeah.
No, that's not what you do.
Sounds
So
like
right now you get results. All this one we are going to blend the team. We have some injured players coming back. We are going to glide. Nobody wants to hear that. Are we going to get 3 points on the board? Is the important issue. So, um, but he's right. It's an international break. They're coming back from an international break, and for him, he has a few more players coming returning from injury. So he obviously has options for a better team available to him. And he has a good game to start with. It's a relegation battle. So this is 19th playing 20th on the table. Ideally, Arsenal shouldn't be on that end of the table. So he should feel a little better coming here. However, I do remember that he started the season playing Brentford and he lost to Brentford and he still doesn't have a point or a goal on it to his name. So even Norwich City may be a bridge too far. But what's important for him is to start afresh. So he's had that break. Hopefully it has given him time to reassess, to realign and to re-strategize.
Yeah.
And with the players coming back from injury available to him again, then he should have a more solid team against Norwich City. On the other hand, though, Norwich City are also in the same boat. They just came back to the Premier League. They don't want to go back down immediately. They have no points on the board. They have a goal, though, but they have no points on the board. And so they too will be looking to prove something. And since Arsenal have become a little more relatable with a lot of teams, they'd want to you've
Sorry.
set me off. And because Arsenal has become a little more beatable by some teams, they'd want to also try and get their own stuff. Yeah, a little more. Just a little more. Ayo, this is money radio. You have to be politically correct. A little more. After all, they beat West Brom by 6 goals to nil.
Arsenal.
So it's a tough one for Mikel Arteta, but he needs to win this. If he doesn't win this match, it is going to be the first time Arsenal will not win their first 4 matches in a Premier League season since 1923. Where were you in 1923? Even the Abawibe riot hadn't happened in 1923.
All right, so we have some comments. B on YouTube says, Tega, you're right. The media, fans, and opposition. Tega is always right. Let me just don't that first sentence. Fans and opposition fans do make it tough in the UK. Ronaldo has to hit the ground running. See how they refer to Jack Grealish as if the £100 million was put in his pocket. And then he says, Mikel Arteta just needs to stop talking.
That's exactly what
Make
Tega
up
said.
my more.
He said, my Arsenal returns to action as our season starts tomorrow. We purposely gave other teams a 3 games head start. Now watch us return to winning ways.
Please, where's that Arsenal man that needs to slide into my DM? Receive sense and slide in now.
Maja says, what is unheard of with Arsenal under Arteta is the record he's setting. This relegation battle is too early, though, but let's see who's at the 18th spot to see what our record or what other record he can set.
And Ronson says, Arsenal in 2 matches, no shot on target, and no goal attempt. Nothing can change for Arteta.
Stop it.
This is Norwich City. The least they can do is try.
He doesn't have anything to offer.
All right, final story here. Griezmann said for Atletico's second coming. Forward Antoine Griezmann is set for his second debut with Atletico Madrid when they travel to Espanyol this weekend after rejoining the champions from cash-strapped Barcelona on the final day of the transfer window.
Yes, so everybody is returning, which is why I said Arsene Wenger should return to Arsenal. Even Antoine Griezmann has returned to Atletico Madrid. Why can't... But what can I say? He had to go back. I don't know what role he'll be playing. I don't know what options he has available to him because they have the Luis Suarez is already there. Correa is there. I mean, Anton Griezmann will say he's not competing with Luis Suarez. But I'm looking at the team and I'm wondering, where are you going to enter? Where is the space? But let's see how he works out this weekend for Antoine Griezmann. The good news for him is that he was able to leave Barcelona and still go back to a top club in Spain. It would have been bad if they had nobody else to give him. So that's a tough one for him. But going back to where he's comfortable and familiar with, even if it's after they've won the La Liga, it will be good to see how he can fit back into it. I know Diego Simeone would find a way to use him because Diego Simeone obviously liked Griezmann. He didn't want Griezmann to leave in the first place. Griezmann was the one looking for a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So he's come back realizing that the pot of gold was always at home. So let's see how it works out for them. But this weekend during the La Liga is Sevilla against Barcelona on Saturday night. Will it be Memphis Depay show or will it be Barcelona on one leg show. Let's wait to see how that happens. So this weekend, watch a lot of things are going on.
Oh gosh, a lot of
things are going on. So Leicester City, Man City in the Premier League, Sevilla, Barcelona in the La Liga,
Wow.
Juventus, Napoli in the Italian Serie A, and then you can watch the US Open with Emma Raducanu and Leila Fernandez. Somebody said the teenage battle.
Yeah.
So the teenage final, you can watch that, or you can watch tonight, Djokovic versus Sasha Zverev,
Right.
and then on Sunday, remember, always watch Monza. Monza always brings up drama. So watch F1,
Wow.
Monza. So a lot of things to watch.
Okay, so I'm a
this
single
weekend.
girl this weekend, guys. I'm up for lunch, dinner, outings because I know my husband is going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sevilla,
Oh yes, Sevilla Barcelona has been postponed. Oh yeah, thank you,
Oh,
Ronson. I totally
thank
forgot.
you.
Has been postponed. So yeah, we are not watching. Sorry.
All right, so we'll end on this comment as some people are trying to bribe our very own Tega by saying that this is Darko from the abroad, by the way. So these pounds he's talking about. So think carefully. He says, Tega, please send me your account details. I need to bribe you. Your hatred for Arsenal is too much. Arsene Wenger back to Arsenal. Let me tell you how you can bribe Tega. She doesn't need your money, maybe, but she needs an Arsenal supporter sliding into her DM.
Do you understand? That's what you need to just call your Arsenal supporter friends.
All right,
Handsome
everyone.
and rich too.
Yeah, that's it.
I think we should
That's
play
a
the song
given.
for Tega.
That's all.
Desire. I know you want.
Oh, wait, that's all. Stay tuned. We're going to dedicate that song to Tega. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to join Tega. If you want to slide into her DM, you can search from LIS International on Instagram. She'll follow, and at Tega Supreme on all other social media platforms. Stay tuned here on Smooth 98.1. Oh, I get what you mean. Oh, I thought you were trying to play